Thank you so much, Ankit. And good afternoon and welcome to all the parents over here. Trajog would always want to leave you better than we have found you. So, yes, parents, before we begin, I want to do an activity with all of you. Hmm? So, I have this paper in front of me. All right, it is all straight and clean, right? Now, I just want to crumple it and look at it now. This paper has changed, right? How it was before and what it is now. कई बार ऐसा होता है, a lot of times it happens that we want to correct because we feel as parents we know the best. There are so many unresolved emotions, feelings, situations that we have gone through which still affect us as an adult, and somewhere we project those on our children. So today's session is all about all those things we can preserve and all those things we need to let go of, and what today's children need the most. Yes. Mhm. So, I want you all to be as interactive as possible and, write in the chat box that how did you feel when you were a child with all that your parent did for you? How did you feel when you were a child? Yes. Grateful. So Anjali tells us she felt grateful. Moving forward, we also have with us something known as reflection. So you feel grateful and you still feel love towards them. Yes, Shweta, absolutely. So you feel cared and protected. Yes, Jishu, very much. Somewhere we all know that who made us feel safe, who complimented us, what compliment stayed with us when we were scolded, that sometimes that criticism still is with us inside, and what made us feel loved, who was our first mentor, who was the first person we wanted to go to when we were back from school, the first person's face we wanted to see, when we used to wake up, the first person we wanted to go to, when we've made a mistake, and yes, a terrible one. The first person we want to go and say that, hey, listen, dad, hey, listen, mom, this is something I made wrong. I went wrong over here. So our first teachers were our parents, right? Today, you are playing that role in your child's life, my dear parents. Also, I want you all to just close your eyes for about 30 seconds and think about yourself when you were 8 years old, all that we told you, how important a role a parent has played in our lives. They are the foundation of who we are today. A lot of times we observe and we learn, we observe and we learn. So much of our parent side is in us when we look at ourselves into the mirror. I can relate to my mother, I can relate to my father. I know where this comes from. I know why I feel this way because somewhere my mother felt that way when she was a parent. Right? So, yes. Moving forward, I also want you to know, to complete this sentence, that I grew up hearing. I would want you to write in the chat box that I grew up hearing what from my parents. I grew up hearing I'm a confident child. I grew up hearing that I was responsible. Yes, Shweta, I grew up hearing that I used to cry a lot to go to school. I grew up hearing I love my Sundays. Yes. Any other messages? I grew up hearing from my parent that I was a loved child. I grew up hearing that I had everything I wanted. I grew up hearing that you are our smartest kid. Of course, Anjali, yes. Disciplined, independent, respecting others. somewhere down the line we replicate our parent, how our parent was, to how we are our parents to our children. Hmm? Yes. Hmm. Get first place and always be better. Endless arguments. Wow. All of you are very reflective in nature as parents. Great. Yes, dear. Mm-hmm. Are you there, Mansi? Yeah. Parenting is more than, it's not just a behavior, it's more of an inheritance. So, there are a lot of values, beliefs, emotional patterns, responses, communication styles, coping mechanisms, traditions. This is all what we inherit from our parents, from our traditions in the past, and we bring it on to our children over here. Right? So it is not just who I am when I'm a parent. It is all that I have gone through and all that I have observed and seen being a child from my parent. So, what do I believe about success? How do I emotionally respond, whether I'm responding or reacting? What are the coping mechanisms? Am I uh, isolating myself a lot or withdrawing myself a lot when I'm upset? Am I allowed to cry? Or do I say that crying is for the weak? Am I respecting when I'm angry? So, am I doing this to myself? Once I do this to myself, is what my child is going to observe and learn. So, parenting is more than how you behave, it is more of what you have been since your childhood. So, it is your parenting age might be just the age of what your child is. For example, you may be 30, 25, you may be just about to become a parent. You may be 20 plus or so. That's your biological age. But your parenting age is exactly the age of what your child is. So, yes, we are all bound to make mistakes. We are all bound to make errors, and every child is unique. Similarly, every parent is unique because every family has not seen the same inheritance that the other person has. So, we also have to consider more than behavior, it is all about inheritance also. Hmm? So the way we talk, the way we behave, the way we deal with conflict, the way we deal with our emotions, what we believe about success, what we believe about our values, how important is all of this for us matters into our parenting. And hence the child observes and learns. The child looks at our grandparents and learns. The child looks at the family dynamics and picks it up from there. So a lot of parents come and tell us that, ma'am, none of us, neither me or my husband, are like that. Then where is it coming from? Somewhere it is coming from your belief. Somewhere it is coming from how you deal with conflict which your child has observed and learned, or how your parents have dealt with conflict and your child has observed and learned. Hmm? Yes. So let's see to what parenting then versus what parenting now is. So today's parents, yes, they want emotional well-being. They want openness. They want easy communication. They want connection. They want to be a part of their child's life. They want to be involved. They want inclusivity, not exclusivity. They want guidance. They want critical thinking. So they want to know about how we can, what wrong are we doing, how we can make it better. Whatever we are doing, are we doing it our best over here or not? Are we able to adapt and become a part of our child's life? Hmm? And at the same time, is there balance? Am I doing a lot or am I not doing at all? Am I involving myself a lot into my child's life, or am I not just at all bothered about what's happening with my child's life? So previously, what our parents did and before them, it was all about survival. I come home, I give you money for your school, I give you money for your resources. I am there present. The role of the father is of a provider, and the role of a mother is of a nurturer. Respect means everything. Respect is, that's it. Whatever you do, wherever you go, however you are, respect is everything, discipline is everything. You need to be obedient, you need to listen to my rules, my way, or there's no other way. There has to be stability, there has to be a routine, and we all have to sacrifice to make it better. But today's children do not relate to all of these patterns. Hence, what they relate to how much involved are you into their lives? How many boundaries are you able to set? Are there unrealistic expectations from your end? Or are you even paying attention to the friend circle the child has? Are you able to make a connect? Are you able to adapt? Are you able to bring in a lot of openness so that the child can sit and explain that, yes, I am conflicting over here. So I don't want problem analysis, but I want solution construction. Hmm? So moving forward, we also learn that what is one thing your parents did that you admire? Would you mention it in the chat box? What is one thing that your parents did that you admire today? And what is one thing you would like to do differently from then to now? So one thing your parents did, one thing my parents did that I admire was they were involved. They were aware of what's happening to me, where I'm going, whom I'm meeting, who my friends are, what my results are, where did I go wrong, why did I go wrong, and what is one thing I would like to do differently. I would here like to, not set the expectation bar onto my child. I would want my child to be free of I don't want my child to know what my expectations are. I rather want my child to explore the world, not the world I see. I want the child to have his or her own vision of the world. Hmm? So let me see. Always put the family's needs before their own. Correct. Yes, Lena. Agreed and sponsor all my hobbies and interests. Correct. Disciplined lifestyle, having a proper routine. Very true. Discipline, agreement, putting family's needs, all of this was so important earlier. The traditional parenting style. Yes. So you see how our children today are not able to relate to all of these. They want more than discipline. They want, a timetable that you and I can sit. Suppose I'm your child and you're my parent. We both sit together and discuss and come up with a structured and acceptable routine. Earlier, our say was not important. Parent has said it. Matlab hona hai. This is told. This needs to be done. Now the child equally wants to participate and be a part of every decision that we make. My one thing I do differently, Lena says that one thing I do differently from my parents is that I am more open about discussing my thoughts and feelings. Very true. While they expressed care through actions, I try to communicate more directly. Very good, Lena. So, yes, another thing that our children today want is communication, like we discussed earlier. A conversation, not an argument, but a conversation. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. So let us think of and let us see that we want to now grow a garden of parenting. Hmm? We have a seed called as parent and a child, and we want to grow that seed into a beautiful, loving flower. Hmm? So let us see those things that we'll have to preserve for the seed to become a beautiful flower. So the first one is we need to preserve resilience, right? Respect, family time, boundaries, gratitude, being grateful, being thankful for all that we have around us. Responsibilities, commitment, and kindness. These are the things I want all of you to preserve as parents. And make it an environment where all of this is reflected at your place. And let go of fear-based discipline. A lot of parents again come and tell me that, ma'am, my child is not scared of me. My child, the moment I start scolding, my child starts laughing. And why? Why? My question to them is why your child should be scared of you? Are you a devil? Are you a monster? No. You are a parent. You're the first mentor of the child. You're the first person who gives information to the child. Through you, the child has taken the first step to living. And for the ones who are becoming parents, the child will take the first step through you in this life, in on this earth. Then why the discipline has to be fear based? Why can't it be love based? Why can't it be acceptance based? Hmm? Comparison versus shame. Your neighbor, your cousin could do so well. What went wrong? Why are you not able to do it? What went wrong with you? I'm giving you I'm giving you admission in best of school. I'm giving you best of tuitions. I'm making sure good food is given to you. Then why is it that your friend is able to get more marks than you? Hmm? So, yes, comparison, a lot of shame. So, I request a lot of parents that please remember this one rule of parenting for the new parents and also those who are parents, that appreciate in public and criticize in private. When I say appreciate, even a small thing like, I'm really I really like the way you have wiped that table. I'm so happy. It's so clean. So this has to happen when there are others also around you, not alone. Not when you're just spending alone me time with your child. And at the same time, when you want to correct your child, make sure it is just you and your child present. You cannot have 10 others there available, present in the meeting. Not even the father. If a mother is correcting, it's only the child and the mother. The father cannot be there. If father is correcting the child, it is only the father and the child. The mother also cannot be there. It has to be that private, because a lot of kids, when they are teens, they come up with self-esteem issues, they come up with low confidence issues, and most of it stems from childhood, from parenting, from the way they were corrected, from the way the comparison walked in, the expectations walked in, and most of them were unrealistic. Hmm? So we have to make sure we follow this one rule: appreciation in public, and whenever we are correcting or criticizing, that has to happen in private. Then, yes, emotional suppression, when we are not allowed to express, we are not allowed to cry. So a lot of parents, again, it's a motherly instinct or a father instinct. Then when we see our child crying, we want our child to keep quiet, we want our child to stop crying. So we may just immediately wipe tears, and we may give water to drink, and we may tell our child that, hey, you know what, just keep quiet, don't cry, don't cry. I would request all of you that let the child cry, let the child express, let the child know that crying is normal, crying is acceptable. But yes, howling and crying, shouting, yelling, screaming, not acceptable. That needs correction. But expressing your emotions, anger is healthy. Aggression is something that needs to be addressed. Gender stereotypes, yes, the females are supposed to cook, and the males are supposed to get into the workplace and earn. So we have a lot of gender stereotypes attached to our parenting also a lot of times. That is something we need to let go of. Perfectionism, you cannot make mistakes. No matter what, you have to be perfect. You have to score 90 on 100. You cannot afford to get 85. So, this is something we need to let go of. This leads to a lot of self-esteem issues in future. Uh, Conditional love. You have scored 10 on 10. Today, I will give you one toffee. Or you get good marks, and tomorrow we'll go for dinner to your favorite restaurant. So whether you score or not, we are celebrating because you have attempted to give an exam with a lot of strength in you. After whatever you have studied, how much ever you have scored, let us teach children accountability. Let us teach children the ownership. Fine, you've scored 7. You have scored 1 on 10. At least take the accountability better. Let us know how you can make it better in the future. Let us discuss that. That is called commitment versus conditional love. So no matter what, the child should always have this thing in the head: whether I fail, whether I pass, whether I do well, whether I'm not performing well, my parent is always going to be there as a back end support and love me no matter what. Mhm. And what will people say, of course? Very, very, very important. Another thing that leads us to fear, fear development, which is, I mean, I have to be right. I cannot be wrong, because society will pinpoint fingers at my mother that you have not given a good upbringing. So let people do whatever they do. Let people say whatever they say. Concentrate and look at your child as a flower, and not every flower is going to bloom all the time. Let us accept that reality. Some flowers have some seasons, some flowers do not bloom, but their roots are growing, right? So please, please, it is my humble request to all of you, criticize in private, appreciate in public, and let go of all those weeds that we do not want in our child's development and growth. I want you all to quickly share with me which one value will you preserve and one pattern you consciously want to let go of. Quickly. Respect, yes, Shailendra. And what will people say is what he will let go of. Fantastic. Wow. Quickly, everyone. I'm waiting for your answers. Bhavna says kindness. How nice, Bhavna. Yes, I'm with you. Nitin says kindness, and what will people say is what he'll let go of. Shweta says perfectionism. Let's let go of that. Yes, Shweta. Deepak says family time is something. Yes, I'm with you here, Deepak. And what will people say? I'm sure, see, oh, so many of us can relate to what will people say. Yes, so many of us. And let go of gender stereotypes. Yes, Richa. Very true. Vikram, gratitude. Absolutely. Lalit says family time. Bhavna, fear-based discipline. So true, Bhavna. Kindness and responsibility. Neha. Shweta, perfectionism. Let go. Yeah. Tap Tapatya says responsibility and time. Yes. So see, comparison. So many of us are sailing in the same boat, you know. Majority of us really want to let go of what will people say. People are going to anyways say whatever they want to say. They are not going to stop. But please realize what impact and impression it is going to have onto our child's life. That is something I don't want people to have. The child should have your impression. The child should know how much thoughtful you are into your child's life and also attentive and involved, right? Fear of failing. Yes, Akanksha, absolutely. So, moving forward to this, now that we have learned what to preserve and what to let go of, let us check how do we repeat same patterns. We have learned that we have to not get into strict disciplining. We have to make sure there is no comparison. But where does this come from? A lot of parents say, "Ma'am, I'm aware. I'm aware that this is not something I should do." But automatically it comes out and it's happening. How do I correct that? So what is visible is what children can see over here is that there are rules, there is advice, there are punishments, there's homework, there's bedtime, there are screen rules. But what is hidden somewhere is all of this is coming through our fears, how the world is outside. I want to protect my child. I want to make sure I give the best to my child. Hence, ma'am, I'm coming up with strict disciplining. I'm giving homework. I'm making sure there's a tutor. I'm coming up with rules and regulations and things that every family member in a family has to follow because look at the world outside. I'm so scared. I have gone through something in my childhood, hence, I don't want my child to go through that. I could not get the best of school. I will give the best of teacher. I could not get the best of food. I will give the best of food to my child. I stayed in a 1 BHK. I'll make sure my child is at least having 3 BHK room development. Yeah. So, what all stresses, beliefs I have, unmet emotional needs, unhealed experiences, my issues, all of that is visible through my punishments. Reward and punishment, anything on extreme level is dangerous and hazardous. First of all, correction has to happen through both ways. It is a two-way street. If I have felt bad, maybe because you have done something, your child has done something as a parent, and your child has felt bad because even you have gone wrong somewhere. So that acceptance versus helplessness is something we all have to work upon as individuals. Because before becoming parents, we are individuals, right? We all are individuals and humans here. Parenting comes way too later in our lives. We have already developed our emotional maturity has already there is already there. It's well developed, you know. So what all impressions we have of our past, our unmet emotional needs are thrown onto our childs. in this form. Strict rules, no flexibility. 9 o'clock is sleep time in sleep time, no matter what, where in the world I am. If my child makes it 9:30, 10, oh, I lose it. I will not allow that to happen. Strict rules, stringent rules, every time just giving advice, not letting the child to make, allowing the child to make mistakes. Homework means the child has to do this homework no matter what. If the child sleeps 5 hours, I'm okay, but homework has to be completed. Right? Screen rules. No matter what, I have to make sure that my child does not touch my phone at all. So, somewhere down the line, this comes from our subconscious where these fears are heading. Hmm? So we'll have to bring in some flexibility into our patterns and not repeat. So when you're making rules, best is sit with your child and ask your child, you know what, let's play a game. You come up with one rule, I come up with one, dad comes up with one. And then let us, all three of us have to agree to this rule. And when there are siblings, involve them also. The would-be parents can always sit down and list the things that both the parents would want to be accepted and make it a part of their lives. Again, when it comes to homework, sometimes it's okay if the child forgets to do something. It's okay if the child has is sleeping more than required and has not done or not written one page. It's fine. Let the child also take accountability. Hmm? Till when are we going to protect? And at the same time, bedtime rules, screen rules, sit and make your child a part of it. More than an authority, the child should feel that yes, when it comes to the child's life, the child is also included into decision making. Hmm? Yes, moving forward, the next thing we learn here is, what does your child trigger the most in you? What makes you an angry parent? What makes you a frustrated parent? What makes you lose it on your child? Can you all let me know in the chat? Anger, very true. Yes, Purnima, I'm with you here. Anger, is it anger, Purnima, or aggression? Is it when your child screams, yells, cries loudly, just throws tantrums? Aggression, yes, Vikram. So, there are so many things that uh, sometimes very small things also trigger us the most. A lot of parents tell me, ma'am, 24/7, my child asks me so many questions, a lot of questions, continuously questions, mobile, either reels on Instagram or YouTube, short videos, misbehaving, extend, yes, disrespect, laziness, keeping the space messy, not listening even when spoken softly and patiently, all right, not eating, procrastinating, then when they don't listen, okay, aggressive tantrums, so many questions. Yes, Tushar, I'm with you. So, unreasonable arguments. I'm sure when we are reading all these answers, we are so able to relate to all of that. My question here with all of you is, let us go back to our childhood and ask ourselves, one of this can we relate to when we were kids? We also did this. Unreasonable arguments, not able to relate sometimes to what our parents are saying. Discipline really took on us at times. The school timings and, coming back home and just not participating in home activities or course, not eating. Yes. All right. Mm-hmm. Yes. So moving forward, let's see how do we mirror ourselves into parenting with our child, right? So I want you to fill these answers. My child frustrates me when. Complete the sentences. You can do that in the chat box. So Sharda says, we were no way like these Gen Z kids. We had a lot of respect to our parents, hence we liked it or not, we listened to them. You said a very beautiful line, Sharda. You liked it or not. This generation is, every generation is different. Let us accept that first. And this generation wants everything to be communicated, everything transparent. Again, whether we liked it or not, we followed a discipline, a pattern, be it fear discipline or be it something that obedience, over obedience. But today's generation wants communication. So when we know they want it, let us give it. Good or bad is something for us not to get into. But yes, sense versus nonsense is something we are going to discuss upon. What makes sense, let us do that. What is not making sense, let us keep it aside. Hmm? So, yes, my child frustrates me when she does not want to hear or understand, even or talk about the matter. Yes, Shweta, I immediately react by, I later regret, and this reminds me of somewhere it will give us a mirror image of what happens to our child. Most of us, we want the best for our child so vulnerably that we immediately react rather than responding, rather than pausing, taking a pause, reflecting, thinking, and then responding. We immediately want to make sure the answer is given to our child. The child is addressed, the advice is given, the correction is done, the disciplinary need is met. Hmm? So, my child frustrates me when or makes me angry when I immediately react by, I later regret. And this reminds me of when my child does not respond to my questions or responds to my discussion point. Very true. Oh, Tarun, that's a great thing. My child never frustrates me. Okay. But now I'm 50 plus. I think retrospectively, that is a learning for us. Yes, Sharda ma'am. I feel my mom was right and had shaped up well in life. No banging of slamming of things we did. We never had our own room where to bang the door, which room's the door. Oh, that is true. Our resources were different, Sharda. Today, children have a lot of resources available to them. One click and information is available. Hence, the parenting style changes now. Hmm? Yes, pausing is important, which I try to keep most of the times. I sometimes can't control my reaction. Very true. So, I want you all to make a note of these 4 sentences. You may complete it whenever possible. My child frustrates me when I immediately react by, I later regret, and this reminds me of. Hmm? This is a reflecting activity where you just understand what is happening to your child and how can we respond rather than react. Hmm? Yes. Moving forward, let us see what parenting feels harder today and why. Why is it harder? Somewhere we also have to participate in this circle of wheel. So we have career, we have technology, we have academic pressures. Earlier, all of this was very limited. So we had maybe 10, 12, about 15 careers to explore. Today, you have more than 1,000 plus careers to explore. Hmm? Technology is advancing at such a pace, fast pace, that it is very important for us to also give the best to the child. Academic pressure, everybody is doing fine. Everything has become so easy. Safety concerns, social media, comparison, lack of support, not as a parent, but somewhere as a human, we also need support. Hmm? Financial pressure and mental health awareness. All of this is so important. I can't leave even one parameter here and say, I need to pay attention to career more and less to mental awareness, or technology more and less to social media. Because if we see to this wheel, every part of this wheel is participating equally into my child's life or will be in future. So hence, definitely, I need to be aware of all of these 9 things that my child is going to do on everyday basis. Hence, it becomes exhausting. Hence, a lot of times we may feel, am I a good mother? Am I a good father? Again, a question a lot of parents have. But trust me, in parenting, there is no good or bad. There is no ugly or beautiful. There are only 2 things. Are you healthily present into your child's life? Or are you absolutely absent? Or are you somewhere in between? Healthily present means I know my child, I am aware of what my child is feeling, I know what my child loves when it comes to technology, which part of it. I know what pressure, what my child loves about school, what my child hates, what my child loves on, and something that is a pressure, a concern, a subject that my child does not like. I understand what safety measures I have to take and my child has to take. Social media is something I really need to be involved in when it comes to my child's life. Comparison, lack of support, and the like. Every wheel is important for me. So hence, my present as a parent, I need to be healthily present into my child's life. So two things: either you are a healthy present parent, or you are an absent parent, or you're somewhere in between. Make sure you are healthily present into your child's life. Otherwise, there's nothing called good or bad parenting. Hmm? Yes. So I want you all to please participate in this poll. Which one drains you the most? Career, screen, homework, tantrums, lack of time, guilt when it comes to your child. D, okay, tantrums. E, okay, lack of time. F, all right. So remember, all right, for most of us, it is F and D. Okay. Next. Mm-hmm. So somewhere this guilt that we have, parenting guilt, I wasn't patient, I compared, shouted again, I should spend more time, I'm always worrying, I wasn't again present into my child's life, I gave in. This is something we need to all work upon, our parenting guilt. Mhm. Yes. Let us do this quick activity. Raise your hand if you've ever apologized to yourself. To your child, sorry. If you've ever apologized to your child, please raise your hands if you've ever said sorry to your child. Fantastic. Wow. Most of us have. So, can we learn how to say sorry? Rather than saying I'm sorry, let us start saying, how do I correct myself? I've made a mistake. Yes, I'm sorry. But how do I correct myself? Can you come up with some suggestions? So, this is how healthy sorry is practiced. So, apologizing doesn't mean that you weakened your authority. Somewhere it strengthens the trust that, yes, we all make mistakes. Mhm. What do children really need today? So, if you could give your child just one thing for life, what would it be? One thing that you could give your child for life, what would it be? Any answers? Time, undivided attention, good human being, discipline. Fantastic. Next. Yeah. Moving forward, we also learned that the world is changing. So are children's needs. So then again, like we had one of the parent who said that things were different when we were kids. So at that point of time, we had limited information. Outdoor playing was available. We had smaller social circles, stable careers, fewer distractions, and respect for authority. Yes. Now there is unlimited information. One click and everything is available. Digital play, constant online comparison, rapidly changing careers, endless distractions, questioning and critical thinking. So there's a huge change into our worlds. So our children's needs are changing. Hmm? Yes. The parent's greatest influence here is what we can learn from our child is what we model than what we say. So modeling is very important. How you are, then what you are, then what you want your child to be. Right? Behavior inheritance is much more important than just talking. Hmm? Yes. Let us do this activity. You can look at me. So I have a pair. I'm as a parent. Let's say I'm calm. I'm like, what happened? What was the situation? What went wrong? How do we correct this? Do you think I can help you somewhere? This is parent A. And parent B, did you make this mistake? Where did you go wrong? What happened to you? How could you? I had taught you yesterday. I had told you not to do this. And you yet went ahead and see you've got yourself now. I just don't know what to do with you. This was parent B. Which parent do you think is more influential? I'm sure we all will go with A. So stay calm and talk it out. You are losing your temper. Don't throw it onto your child. We'll have to learn to deal with that as an individual. Hmm? Yes. The 5 things children learn from watching us. So they always observe how we handle emotions, how we communicate, how we resolve conflict, treat ourselves than others, first ourselves, and how do we handle mistakes. All of this is subconsciously observed by the child and projected and behaved when they become adolescents or adults. Hmm? Yes. When your child sees you make a mistake, what do they usually see next? Either they see you hiding it, either blame someone else, either laugh it out that yes, today salt is less in the vegetable. Okay, fine, everybody laughs it out. Apologizes and fixes it. How your child is seeing how you make a mistake, and that is what they usually do next when they become an adult. Hmm? So, yes. Why connection becomes very, very important before correction? Hmm? Because here you see what connects. This is amygdala. It is as small as a sesame seed, the back side of your brain that connects your spine and your brain. That is where your emotion, all your threats, all your emotions, all your fear, pain, guilt, shame resides over here. From there, it comes to the prefrontal cortex, which is the thinking brain. Now, when a child feels threatened, ashamed, scared, the thinking brain becomes less active and learning decreases. Hence, a lot of children go blank during exams. A lot of children have learnt it in the night. Next day morning, some shouting happened, some scolding, some screaming, and the child is all blank in exam. Instead of plus, the child has written minus 18, and hence the child has lost marks. Somewhere it is the emotion center becoming activated, the thinking brain reducing, deactivating, and hence learning decreases. Yes. The connection before correction formula, very much needed. So first of all, start with pausing, then connect, then understand your child, guide your child accordingly, become a mentor, then a parent, repair if needed, say sorry, and hence, high five, we are together on the ladder of success. Yeah. So, a mini practice, how would you respond if your child says, just think and reflect? I'll take 10 seconds of reflection from you now. I hate school. I'm not going to school tomorrow. I hate it. How would you respond? Saying no without creating a power struggle. No, stop it. No, I have told you a no means a no. I know you're disappointed. The answer is still no. I know this upsets you. I know this is not you, but my answer is still no. Somewhere, first accepting that, yes, I know what you're feeling, I acknowledge it, but my answer still remains no. So instead of just saying a plain no with authority, try adding knowing the child, what the child is feeling, and then saying a no. Yes. Mistakes are learning opportunities. Which response teaches responsibility? Let us see over here. A, what have you done? I was not at home and you've just made a mess out of the place I had cleaned in the morning and gone. Now that I know, okay, this is a mess, let us clean it together. It will be fun. And while we clean, we'll talk and laugh and connect. So, we know that something is already done. It's a mess. We cannot go back and undo. Let us come together and do it together. So, more of we statements and less of I statements really helps. We made a mistake. We went wrong here. Rather than you made a mistake. You were wrong. You messed it up. We messed it up. Hmm? Yes. Raising resilient children. So resilience is not never crying. Like I told you before, crying is recovering. Resilience is never failing. Resilience is always being strong. We'll address your questions, but give us some time. Let us finish. We'll address your questions, Shweta. But resilience is definitely recovering, sitting down with your emotions and discussing. Resilience is trying again, solving problem rather than problem analysis, asking for help, and managing emotions. Let's do this activity here. Child forgets the homework. Child has not done the homework, child has forgotten. And the book is at home. Parent A delivers it every time, goes to school, gives it to the child so that the child is not suffering in the class. And parent B thinks that parent helps child think of ways to remember next time. Which one do you think here will be helpful for the child? I'm sure B, because we don't want our child to know or learn this, that I'm making a mistake and parent is a backup. It's okay to forget. It's okay to forget. We rather need to teach our child that I'm accepting you've forgotten, but tell me how you can remember it the next time. Yes. Praise that builds confidence. Which child is more likely to keep trying after failure over here? You're so smart. I'm proud of how hard you worked. So here we understand that the way we put across things to the child is very, very important. That's called logotherapy. We know that the child is very smart, but at the same time, we need to acknowledge what led the child to be smart. I'm sure you've worked hard really for this. I'm proud of the hard work that you've put into this. Yes. Let us have a reflection again for 10 seconds. What type of praise did you grow up receiving? You may also mention in the chat box. We will go through that. What type of praise did you grow up receiving? All right. Yes. You are smart. Great. So we've grown up receiving praises like you're so disciplined, you're confident, you are kind, you're thoughtful, you're smart. And those praises have still stayed with us. That has helped us build confidence. So let us appreciate our child before it is too late and the child knows that this is conditional appreciation. Whether the child does or not, the child has participated. Let us learn to appreciate and praise the child. For studies, for being helpful, absolutely. Yes. Are we raising successful children or happy adults? Very important question. I would say a question all of you should write it down. So are we raising successful children or happy adults? And which one over here do you think usually celebrates more? What is it as a parent we usually celebrate more? The trophy or the child being with the parents and is going to become an happy adult because we are happy? Again, observe and learn. Inheritance. Hmm? So it is important that our children become happy adults along with being happy children. Hmm? So happy children, happy adults. Successful children, most of the times, if it is under pressure, leads to a perfectionist role in future, which sometimes builds in a lot of fear and self-esteem issues. Right? So yes, successful children, go for it, but make sure they are happy no matter what they do. Hmm? Yes. What do success mean to you? Happy adult, but on the contrary, small achievements were praised by me. That's so nice, Sharda. Yeah. So, what success means to you? Type one word in the chat. Success means to you what? Happiness. Yes. A happy life. Wow. Yeah. Absolutely. Happy heart, health, and wealth. So, happiness is our go to thing. So, yes, we all want to be happy. How on earth would our children not want to be happy adults? So, let's be happy parents. Yeah. So, our children can be happy children and happy adults. Yes. Happiness and responsibility. Very good. When children fail, so your child comes home with poor marks. And what is your first response to that? What happened? I told you to study. Let's understand what made this difficult. Generally, the C option is where the child wants to come home, openly have a conversation, sit down, understand the mistakes, and improve upon that. So, if C is your answer, fantastic. If B is your answer, we need to correct ourselves. Yes. Formula is when you failed as a child, what did you need most? Superb, Shweta. So, when you failed as a child, what did you need most? Pause, listen, understand, and solve the problem together. This is a formula I want all of you to remember as a parent. Take a pause, first actively listen, paraphrase, bring in your understanding, and let the child know that you've heard your child, and then let's solve it together because we are in it together. Hmm? Mistake made by the child, but solving, we are all together in it while we solve it. Hmm? Yes. Screens, AI, and growing up in a digital world, what worries us the most is screen addiction, gaming, social media, AI, YouTube, short videos, online safety. This is something that worries most of us. Let's explore this. Yeah. Mhm. Yes, Deepak. Online safety, YouTube, all of them. Yes. How many times did you check your phone today? Is my question to all of you. How many times did you check your phone today? Yes. 10 times, 15 times, 20, 1 hour. Okay, Anjali. All right. Yes. Prasoon says 1004375. High five, Prasoon. More than 10 times. Yes, absolutely. Since we see it, we are not born in this tech age. I'm taking you back. We are not born in this tech age, but our children have. And for the would-be parents, your children will be much more advanced than what today's children are, right? So, yes, tantrum or misbehavior. What do you think first? Manipulation, overstimulation, big emotions, fatigue, hunger. So is it tantrum or is it a misbehavior? Or is it somewhere they are hurt, they are not okay, they just need a hug. They just want to sit down, they're too tired. A lot of times our nervous system is so much into so many activities, so many files are open in the prefrontal cortex. It is very difficult for a child to just sit and calmly address. So the child starts crying, howling, yelling, screaming, manipulating, lot of hunger. So understand that most of the times it is not a tantrum, it is a misbehavior. Hmm? A lot of times, where does it come from? Maybe overstimulation, too many things, phone, reels, homework, school, tuition, parents, food, TV, everything together. Overstimulation, hunger, manipulation, because I've done something wrong. I know my parents will feel bad, they will not accept it. Hence, let me try to say something else. Fatigue, tiredness, and big emotions. Somewhere something has gone wrong with her friends or his friends and not able to process it. So these things again are important. I want all of you to note them down, because most of the times it is not a tantrum, it is not a misbehavior, it is all of this. Hmm? Yes. Parenting isn't about raising children, it's about raising future adults. Hmm? So imagine your child is 30 years old now. All of you here, 30 years old is what your child's age is right now. Someone asked them, what was it like growing up with your parents? What do you hope they say? My parents were involved. I had a happy childhood. My parents were always a part of me, and today I am strong is because my mother and my father did not give up on me. I did not, I could go through the sleepless nights in my life because I know my parents were taking care of me. My parents were a part of me. Hence, today, what I am is all because of the involvement my parents had and have in my life. You know, so again, a very reflective question, that imagine your child 30 years old and someone asked them, what was it like growing up with your parents, right? Hmm. Children don't remember everything, but they do remember patterns. They do remember how you made them feel, how they felt after they have made their mistakes and how you dealt with it. Family laughter, encouragement after failure, birthday traditions, and they remember bedtime conversations. 14 years as a parenting specialist, and all the kids I have met who have become adults now, they always tell me, ma'am, this is all that we remember. We don't remember if, what all my mother fed, but I remember how she made me feel. I remember she used to take efforts to spend time, and we used to have bedtime stories. I remember that there was a time I failed in grade 5, and my mother still opened her arms and hugged me and told me, don't worry, we will together sail happily, and finals you will definitely score better. I'm with you. So that is how your child becomes resilient. That is how your child becomes mentally strong. That is how your child becomes a happy adult. Hmm? Yes. So it's a memory lane activity. What's one childhood memory that still makes you smile? We have always that one childhood memory. The candy floss we all had, the popcorns we had together when we used to go watch movies together, the garden excursions, going to the parks, going to forest trips, going for evening walk, etc., etc. Some childhood memory, and it makes all of us smile. What is it that makes us smile? The togetherness, the happiness, the smile it brings on our face. I want all your children when they are 30 to have the same memory and same smile on their face, always. Yeah. Mhm. Swimming in the lake with dad. Yes, Deepak. Picnic with friends. Yes. So let us all come up with some family ritual that we all have that creates emotional safety. And why they matter is because research shows that simple, consistent family rituals brings in a sense of togetherness, a sense of belonging, emotional security and safety, and strong self-identity, a strong understanding of what makes sense and what does not make sense, rather than right or wrong. Hmm? Yes. So what ritual would your family enjoy that takes less than 15 minutes? I'm sure all of you have already written the hot meal and that mom sending every day for us, spending time, going for a picnic, vegetable market, putting my head in mom's lap and getting head massage. Yes, Bhavna, I miss that too. Yeah, so swimming in the lake with dad, these are such special memories. And it still is with us. I want all of you to come up and build such family rituals that creates emotional safety for your child. Yes? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so parenting across three generations, common areas of conflict, food, screen, studies, sleep, rewards, discipline. These are common areas of conflict that we all have. Yeah. Let him eat one more chocolate is an activity. Let him eat. This is a case study. The grandmother says, one more chocolate, it's okay. And the father says, no more sugar. No sugar before dinner. That's not allowed. How do you think can be handled respectfully without arguing in front of the child? So you know that the grandmother has already given the chocolate, right? So here, instead of getting into an argument, do we come up with a rule that says, now that you've eaten this one chocolate extra, can we make sure tomorrow there is no chocolate? Or for next 1 week, grandma, father, mother, and the daughter is not going to have any chocolate or ice cream. After that, next Sunday, we'll celebrate together. All right. So come up with something wherein there is no authority-based parenting rather than correction. Now that it has happened, let us see how do we pause, we reflect, we connect, we repair, and we together build it up. Hmm? Yes. The parent every child needs who listens without fixing. So a lot of times the child just wants to share the problem, does not want you to fix it, wants you to believe in them, celebrates efforts, makes home emotionally safe, lot of love in it, sets boundaries with a lot of kindness, and apologizes after mistakes, saying, how do I correct myself? Yes. Which one do you already do well? And where do you think needs more attention? Yeah. So these are all reflection areas where we need to go back and check. Am I communicating? Am I listening? Am I having a conversation? Or am I just getting into fix immediate correct? I just want to solve the problem of my child. That's it. I want to make it easy. I want to make sure my child does not feel. I want to make sure everything is available in front of my child. And then as a parent, I complain, why is my child so dependent on everything? My child can't communicate or socialize when my child is out. How will your child do that? Because everything is available. One click and it's available in front of your child. Hmm? So we have to make sure that we reflect on our style of parenting. Hmm? Yes. Children learn who they are through our eyes. So when we communicate, they definitely learn that when you say, I believe in you, when you say you matter, when you say, I help you figure it out, don't worry. I'm with you. I'm a part of you. So definitely they become problem solvers. They develop their self-worth and they start believing in themselves. Yeah. Lastly, one of my most favorite activity. I want you all to write a letter to your child by using this prompt that we have shared. Dear, let's say, dear XYZ, dear my angel, your child's name, I promise to be there with you. I promise to support and be a part of you. I will try to stop nagging you or correcting you when not needed. I hope you always remember the happy times we've had. I hope you always feel safe and that this home is always yours to call as yours. Right? So I'm just giving you an example. You may come up with yours, but I want all of you to write this letter to your child and then see that how your child emotionally feels that, yes, when I'm vulnerable, I don't have to knock the door of my friend. I know my mother and my father are there. I know my grandparents are there. That is the nature and the culture and the atmosphere of the house. That is called adaptive parenting. That is called involved parenting. That is called conversational parenting. That is called I am a part of you too, as you are a part of me, and we are together in it. Right? Yes. Mhm. Any question and answers? Anyone has?
So if anyone have any questions, just raise your hand. I will allow to speak with ma'am. Or else you can also post your question in the chat box.
Spend 20, 30 minutes. Yes, Dick. A lot of people have written amazing things over here.
So a short feedback poll is also going to be appear on your screen. So it will take a less a minute and it genuinely help us bringing sessions like this. So all of you. So please do take a moment to fill it.
So the question is that I have two kids. Nitin says, I have two kids. If we, that is parents, talk, support, love, etc., to one child, the other one gets jealous, ignored, or misbehaves. All right. Okay. Good question, Nitin. So, like you said, you have two kids. Whatever their age may be, you love one child, you equally have to love the other. You have to make sure that they are my left and my right hand. Let's say I'm a lefty, I cannot expect myself to write with the right hand. Writing has to happen with the left. But yes, when I'm picking up something, my right hand is much more dominant than the left hand. Does not mean that right is not needed or important. Both are very important and play different roles in their lives. So let's say when your child says that you are feeling that your child is jealous, please go and address it with a hug or with a conversation or with involvement, telling your child that, tell me what happened. Tell me how did it make you feel? The child may XYZ say, I did not like this, I did not like that. I appreciate your honesty, but let me share this. It was my moment with my elder kid. Now it is my full attention and moment with you, and both of you are equal part of me. Hmm? So somewhere try to have a conversation, Nitin. That will help you more. And how much ever possible, reduce these feelings of jealousy, ignorance. Misbehaving is more of, where the child, either the child is hungry, either the child is hurt, like I told you, big emotions, or either, the child is, there is a lot of overstimulation has happened, or the child is something the child is not able to share with you. Most of the times, misbehavior has this deeper meanings for it to be not appropriate. Hmm? Any other questions anyone else has? I have a son. So I have a son, 2 year old, 3 month, 2 year, 3 months old. Okay. And we are expecting in next month. All right. I'm not sure how to deal with my son with new baby coming into the world. Shripal, congratulations, first of all. So, yes, you may show, some small YouTube reels. You have those amazing kindness, love reels where the elder sibling, how it is important for because it's a transition phase for the elder child, of yours, a 2 year old son, and even the emotional maturity is not developed yet. So we cannot expect that the child will be fine, loving, empathetic, understanding. It's okay, let the child be how the child is. Just make sure that equal attention and part is given to the 2 year old son. At the same time, healthily invite the child into expressing what happens to the mother, how the mother is feeling, how the baby is doing inside the womb of the mother. Have a conversation here again. Mhm. Make sure that you also spend good quality time with your child, because it's also a transition stage. The child is 2 year old is now going to have a responsibility of being the elder one. So just help the child understand what sibling is, how it is to be an elder one, what now is going to happen. A new member is going to be added in the family, how it is going to change our lives, what all should we do, what all we did when you came into our lives. All of this is very important that you share. Also share when the baby was in the mother's womb, the 2 year old son was in the mother's womb, how you participated as a father, how it was different, what all preparations you did, how excited you were since you are the firstborn. So, get into a very loving conversation with the child, a very simple one, which the 2 year old can understand. But if the child is crying or insecure or something, please give the hug and let the child know that you are there as a father. And the mother is always going to be your first mother there. Hmm? Yes,
Ma'am, we have Shweta questions. You can take it, ma'am.
sorry, Ankit.
Ma'am, there is a one questions from Shweta. You can take it, ma'am.
Shweta. All right. Let me just see Shweta's question. Yes. So, hi, I wanted to ask you something as a parent. My daughter is turning 13. All right. And since I work from home, we spend a lot of time together. I genuinely try to be approachable and build a friendly relationship with her, but I still feel she doesn't completely trust me when it comes to sharing personal things. Like most teenagers, she seems to confide much more in her friends, especially about topics like boys, crushes, or other personal matters, and she rarely comes to me for advice or share what's going on in her life. Is this normal phase at this age, or is there something I should be doing differently to build that level of trust? I would really appreciate your thoughts or any advice from your experience. Beautiful question, Shweta. Sure. So, since you are there, the first thing that a child, a teenager should know that my parent is available. That is the first signal that your child should always know 24 by 7 that my parent is available no matter what. Second is ask your child that is everything fine? Do you need my help? Do you want me to intervene somewhere? In case you do, I'm available. Apart from that, if you notice that the child is sleeping a lot or not sleeping at all, appetite is affected, energy levels are affected, academic grades are going down, that is the time you intervene and pay attention. Otherwise, these are things, the child is healthily setting a boundary. So we all say that no matter what, I'm your friend, but that's something that is not appreciated. You are a parent. You may become a mentor, but never a friend. You know, so because there is a line of respect that no child should cross, and hence I tell a lot of parents that appreciate and participate in your child's life only when you're allowed to, especially in a teenager's life. So when the teenager is setting a healthy boundary, super. But let your child know you are there, you are available. This room is open for discussions. You're allowed to make mistakes, and at the same time, anything goes wrong, it is we and not just you. Hmm? Otherwise, yes, it's quite healthy, Shweta. No problem at all. This is just how her emotional development is healthily developing. Hmm?
Sure, sure. Thanks, Sheetal. I really
Most
appreciate your
welcome.
response to my question. But, in that case, I totally, understand, being
Right.
into this age and whatever their latest, generation is all about. But then
Right.
how, as a parent, I should calm my own nerves, because I feel that, we are drifting apart if she doesn't share and if I get to know something later through her phone or through her system or iPad, then it really affects me. So, is there anything for
So,
me to calm
it's very
down myself rather than, going and, sharing my reaction on her? So, how to handle that situation as a
so.
parent to myself?
Shweta, see here, you will have to make sure that you discuss with your daughter how and when and what she can do in to what extent. The boundaries we talk about, or maybe teenage sex education, That is something that you need to sit and have a discussion with your daughter. Apart from that, it is not necessarily that we should know everything about our child. Hmm? So it's okay. Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes she may not come and talk. Sometimes she may have an argument with her friend. Sometimes she may get into a conflict. That is what growing up is all about. As a parent, it is absolutely not healthy for us to know everything rather than one thing, that a child is safe or not. Otherwise, the child has a personality, the child is growing, the child is learning, the child is going to make mistakes. Please allow that. But at the same time, let your child know what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, what is healthy, what is unhealthy, and how to make sure that you respect your body. Very important, especially for both, for girls and for boys. Very important that as a parent, we teach them how to respect our bodies.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this conversation, Shweta, definitely you should have with your child. You may take some help of videos on YouTube. You have excellent informational videos over there. But yes, have a heart-to-heart conversation with her.
But then how frequent these kind of conversations should be there?
This
Because,
this has to
since,
be once in a year. And if you
okay,
notice that there are any major behavioral changes, like I told you, sleep is affected, appetite
yeah.
is affected,
Mhm.
health is affected, academics scores go down, a lot of incomplete homework, a lot of complaints from school, from tuitions, all of this is happening, then yes, you need to see an expert then.
Sure. All right. Thank you so much.
Most
Thanks.
welcome. Yeah. Yes, Ankit, do we have time to take in more questions or?
Ma'am, we can take up to 5 minutes, depend upon your time availability, ma'am.
All right, I'll take one more question.
Yeah.
Um, it gets very difficult to wake my child up in the morning, is what Suraj says. If she gets up angry, it is difficult to handle full day. Can you say any technique to overcome? All right, Suraj, you may start with some, routine in the morning. You may play a music, or maybe a chant, a music, roller coaster music kind of a thing, not a very smooth music that has a lot of drums and something that wakes our, again, nervous system up. So play a music, switch on the lights, and start doing your activities, like you get into the washroom, brush, and do other things. That will definitely help your child wake up from the deep sleep state. And slowly and eventually, if your child is angry still, then please hug your child. Just rub your child's back and tell your child it's okay. We are allowed to get angry, but we also have work, we also have school, we also have homework, we have teachers waiting for us in the school. Come on, let's go. So your child is angry, you should not get frustrated. Your child is angry, you should not take it onto you and lose your calm. Hmm? Yes, Deepak. Yes, you have a question. Deepak has raised his hand.
Yes, so I wanted to ask, like, so like we are teaching our child like values like kindness and empathy, but what
Hmm.
do we need to also teach them, like, how to deal with bullies, or if your child is different in an overpowering homogeneous group, because adding values like kindness and empathy is making him vulnerable in a crowd that may not have similar values. So in such situation, parenting, how do we do the parenting, like how do we
So,
strengthen?
Deepak, sir, see, a very good question again. Thank you. Bully is not acceptable behavior. It addresses into clinical correction. It is absolutely not acceptable. So, see, when you're teaching kindness to your child, when you're teaching empathy, acceptance, when you're teaching manners, your child automatically understands when the opposite of all of this is bully. Okay, whether you are being bullied or someone is. So first of all, the moment
Sorry,
you have an
sorry to
environment.
interrupt. I'm asking, like, how to teach my child to face the bullies.
All right, if you're
Yeah.
okay. So how to teach? First of all, have this. conversation wherein your child knows if your child is bullied, your child comes and talks to you. Hmm? So when it comes to bullying, please make sure you go, you meet the teacher in the school and you address it to the teacher, and the child knows that you have come and you have spoken to the teacher in the school. It is very important. Bullying cannot be accepted at any stage of the life, be it whatever, grade 1, nursery till college. Bully should never be accepted. So when your child is undergoing bullying, please make sure that you participate actively, you do not take it lightly, and you go the next day itself, you try reach out the school, talk to the teacher, and make sure something is done about this. Or at
So,
least
ma'am,
if your school has a counselor, so this should be addressed to your counselor. So your child should here know that my parent is a part of it, how to deal with this at home. Please allow your child to open up with you, and actively listen to your child and tell your child to not accept this at any stage of the point.
so when if someone hits my child, I don't
Mhm.
want to tell him, okay, why don't you
Exactly.
also hit?
Exactly. That
Why
is
didn't
incorrect.
yeah
Yes.
why didn't you hit? But if what can be the other things that I can tell him?
Okay, so let's say a child comes home crying and your child has expressed to you that somebody hit me in the class today.
Hmm.
ठीक है? So here you tell your child, first of all, show your love to your child and tell your child, I hear you and I know how miserable this feels, and I am with you in this. Tomorrow itself, we are going to the school and we will address this better. This is not accepted. Neither someone hitting you or you hitting back to someone. It is not accepted better. Both the ways, this should not be agreed. So we will come tomorrow and either me or your mom, we will address it. We will very calmly tell your teacher, and we make sure that this is addressed to the other child also, because the other child also needs to be corrected. So whatever has happened, anything you have said or anything he has said, and there is some conflict, it is not acceptable from both the ends. We will go and correct this together. That's it. That's how, Deepak ji, you address this problem, but you make sure you let the child know that you've come and participated.
Sure, thank you.
All right. Yes, sir. So, Ankit,
Yeah,
shall
thank you
we?
so much. Yeah, we are all good to go. And thank you so much, all the audience who have participated for this Friday afternoon. And once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your engagement, for your warmth, and for making such an important topic feel so easy to understand and easy to connect with each and everyone. So have a wonderful weekend ahead. Hug your kids as little like tighter, and we'll see you at the next one. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.